take it this was no accident. You okay?
Have you determined the cause of death?
Well, there are indications of a struggle, but that's not what killed her. She died from a lethal injection of methamphetamine.
Ice. That's the MO that killed Tom Fellows.
Jane was murdered. And I killed her.
Damn lights. It's a good thing most of our clients aren't prone to eye strain.
Yeah. We can use whatever forensics information you come up with ASAP. You do realize this almost had to happen. This is why I didn't want you to get involved in the first place.
Maybe if I listened to you, she'd still be alive.
That's not true. And you know it. That woman put a gun to her own head the day she started running with that crowd. She spun the cylinder. Her number was bound to come up eventually, with you or without you. You couldn't have saved her. And you damn sure didn't kill her.
She wasn't a bad person. She just lost her way.
Yeah, right. And dragged God knows how many other people down with her.
You know, her family is going to be destroyed. As far as her parents were concerned, Jane could do no wrong.
She could do no wrong. Well, if maybe if they kept better tabs on her, she wouldn't be where she is right now.
Are you just going to think of her as a crime statistic? You're not going to have any compassion? I mean, she was a victim, too.
I think I'll save my tears for her other victims. How many dozens of people do you figure she got strung out on ice or blow or whatever the hell else it was she dealt them? I bet a few of those people would be willing to trade places with her right now. What do you think?
Well, then why don't we do something about it?
Well, I wish I knew what.
Why don't you tell some people on the streets? If you want to go with the way you think her life was worthless, well, maybe her death could mean something to some people. You know, tell it straight. Try to scare some people. It's not the hardcore users and the kids who might consider using this stuff.
We can't put this on television, and you know it as well as I do. The district attorney's office has put a lid on it.
Yeah, well, then blow the damn thing off. How many corpses have to show up before we start doing something about this?
I don't need a call to action, okay? I just need to be convinced that that would be the best way to go about it.
Well, I'm waiting to hear of another one.
So am I. Let's get out of here.
Can't believe it. I've known the Kingsley family for years. Reg was a charter member of the club. He was a member of the polo team. I was at Jane's christening. He and Evelyn doted on that girl.
I don't think they ever missed a field hockey match or a recital at Lyman.
You and Jane weren't close recently, were you?
You know, we drifted apart.
When was the last time you saw her?
We'd see each other now and then.
Imagine how this must be shaking you up, darling. I'm sorry.
You know, it's more than just an old friend dying.
Apparently it is. What does this have to do with you not wanting to keep your job?
Mama, it's so damn frustrating, you know, to have to report these stories and not be able to do anything about it. Reporters are supposed to be objective. But you know, to hell with that. I want to take sides. I don't want to just sit behind a desk and slap people in the faces with some grisly story of the day and then just go to a commercial.
God, isn't that part of the profession to keep people tuned in?
There's more to it than that. I feel personally responsible for every woman that gets raped or every child that goes unadopted or whatever, and it's... no. I forgive me. I'm going on, and it's just awful, to be so powerless. I mean, why even get involved at all? But then, I look at the other side of the coin and I say, wait a second. The stories that you've done on rape awareness were very important, and the homeless children, it made people watch. They did respond. They were interested. Informing people is an important responsibility, and I'm damn good at it, and why shouldn't I keep at it?
Why, indeed, honey.
Daddy, I have a broadcast to do. Go back to your cliffhanger. I love you.
Love you, too.
Tony, can you call forensics for me? I want to know if there's anything at all in the Kingsley thing before I go see the DA. I'll check with you on the way out. So, what can I do for you? You look white as a sheet. You sick?
No. Mason moved back in.
Glad to hear it.
Cruz?
So, are you here for the reason I think you're here?
This isn't easy for me. I know that... Well, I wanted to come here from the beginning. I should have come here from the beginning.
I figured it was going to come to this.
What?
Well, Michael said you'd cut us a little slack, but I figured you'd read us the riot act for using those kids as informers. Julia, it was either that or prosecute, and I think that a judge would have come down hard on them just to make examples of them. As it was, we kept them out of the serious action. That one kid, Rob, the one who gave us the best lead, he was covered at all times. Doesn't mean squat now, but he did get us into the pipeline, and I think we'd have gone a lot further if we could have... All right, let's get this over with. You're representing Rob, right? In exactly how many ways did we violate his legal rights?
Julia, darling, what on earth are you doing here? This is about Jane, isn't it?
Jane?
Jane Kingsley, the body that washed up on the shore this evening. You remember, we heard it on the radio. She was a close friend of the family. Who would have ever thought that little Jane would get involved in drugs?
Oh, you have my sympathies. And my apologies. Forgive me for putting my foot in my mouth. As far as that goes, I'm not going to be able to release any information on that right now, Mason. I haven't even spoken with her family. It's just premature, you understand?
Yeah, oh, yes, of course.
Okay. Well, excuse me, but I do have to run. I'm sort of late to meet with Ethan, so it's good seeing you again, Mason. You look good, however briefly I get to see you every now and then. Catch you later.
Thanks, bye. I can't just spend my time lying around here. I've got business I've got to take care of.
You get out of this bed too soon, though, and you'll be right back in it.
Yeah, well, I know why you're here. You're here because of my accident. By the way, thank you for posting a guard at the door.
Oh, yeah, well, it was the least we could do under the circumstances.
Did you have any leads along that line?
No, just that it seems like it was the work of an amateur. Tampering with brake cables is a stupid way to try to kill somebody, unless they were just trying to scare you. I don't know.
Yeah, well, that pretty much rules out the drug connection. I mean, if they'd wanted to take me out, they would have done it the first time. By the way, do you have any progress along that line?
No, we hit another blank wall, and we had another death.
One of ours?
No, a dealer, but somebody we were counting on to take us up the chain a little higher. Of course, now the media is starting to turn the heat up. In fact, I'm feeling a little heat on that level at home.
Yeah, well, we talked about that before. The last thing we need is publicity on this investigation. I mean, if we have any hope, at least, of getting the guys on top.
Yeah. I guess I just needed to hear that said again.
Why, is he giving you a hard time?
She's very angry, and she has me wondering, frankly, at my own motivations. I mean, am I being insistent on keeping this low profile because I agree with you that it's the best way to go, or I'm just afraid that she'll get hurt if I let her run with the story?
Yeah, well, at least you ought to be glad that you have someone that you care enough about that you want to protect.
Oh, do you mind if I turn this up?
But more about that tomorrow. In a new development, a police spokesman reported plans to deploy at least twice as many officers in areas designated as party spots to handle the anticipated onslaught of college students celebrating spring break. Me, I think I'm just going to stay home and hunt Easter eggs with my family. So I'm Eden Castillo. I wish you a good weekend. This is KSB. Good night.
Thanks. Have a good night, you guys.
Here?
Oh, Ivan. I'm gone.
Sorry, I surprised you.
That's okay. I was just getting my stuff together. I'll see you tomorrow.
I'll walk you to your car.
Okay, that would be nice. Let me just get everything here, and I'll meet you outside.
Okay.
Okay. Come on.
Now we're making headlines instead of just reporting them. Only thing is, you won't be around to see this one. We'll call it News Lady on Ice.